Welcome back to Mortgage Knowledge Monday, everybody. Happy to be here. I kept my promise. We have the movie set here, and of course we have Jamie Weinberg, president of the Shoreham-Wading River Latip chapter, licensed associate broker in real estate, and of course Homes by Jamie J.
Hi, I'm Jamie. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be your first guest. As you said, we started a new chapter of Latip, and it's been really exciting. I'm really happy that you're my VP. It's been great building the chapter and getting to know everyone. So this should be fun. I'm here to answer any questions you have. In addition to being a real estate broker, I also just recently opened up a new company. It's a property management firm. So the name of that business is Prized Possessions Property Management.
Very nice.
Right with you with the exclusive. We already kind of dropped it on the last podcast. I was with my buddies, Real Estate and Chill. So, second exclusive.
Very cool, very cool. Excited to have you, though. It's going to be a great podcast. Basically, what we're going to do is, I do Mortgage Knowledge Mondays, but today we're going to have real estate knowledge, and she's going to give you everything you need to know about real estate, what the process of buying and selling your home is, and if you need a realtor, now you know where to go.
Well, I'll do my best. I mean, I can try to give you a little bit of a rundown what it's like. I'll just talk to you as if you're a regular consumer, you have no knowledge at all about buying a home, and you pick up the phone, ring, ring, hi, I saw this home on Zillow. What do you think I say next?
I know. Zillow, tough one though, but...
Well, we won't get into the semantics of how accurate Zillow is. You know, they broadcast from where? I think Seattle, Washington, which might as well be Mars when you're doing comps and appraisals.
Especially with the Long Island market, it's crazy right now.
Yeah, so. I'm glad that we kind of touched that iceberg because I can't tell you how many phone calls a day I get about a Zestimate. If I hear one more time about a Zestimate, it's just good to be educated that stuff is not accurate. The most accurate comps you can get are from an appraisal or from your local realtor.
Exactly.
So if you're concerned or thinking about selling and want to know what your home is worth, the best thing to do is to contact a realtor. And we do that as a free service. It's a complimentary home preparation analysis. Go through the comparable sales in the neighborhood and figure out what your home is worth. So the step one would be getting on the phone with an agent, getting that CMA prepared, taking a look at the home, and figuring out what the best list price would be. And we are still in a seller's market. I'm sure on your side you deal with mostly buyers, but I represent both buyers and sellers. So in this market, if you are even thinking about selling, it would be the time. The time is now. So at this point, if you're a buyer and we get a call that you'd like to go out and see a property, the first thing I would do is have them call you. It is a complete waste of time, unfortunately, to go out shopping and find a home that you like if you don't have a pre-approval.
And we went over that last week. We did pre-approvals, income, assets, and credit. You can't even shop for a home in this market, obviously because of COVID, and the price ranges are so high on some of these homes. So you need a pre-approval, and that's where I'm able to help with that.
Right, and as you were just saying, you cannot even make an appointment to see a home without a pre-approval in many cases. It has become the climate that we're in. Homeowners do not want tire kickers or window shoppers. It's a potential, there's a potential that people can get sick, so we're not going to have stampedes of people coming in and out of the home where we live, where we eat, and where our children play without a pre-approval. So it is required by most listing agents that they fill out a COVID disclosure, answer a couple questions. We all know them. Have you been in contact with anyone? Have you tested positive? Any symptoms in the last 14 days? And a pre-approval. So that's why I would highly suggest someone calls a mortgage person first before even shopping. And also you can get a handle on the price range and budget.
Yep. That is big. Knowing what you can afford is always a good thing. You don't want to go to a house where I know sometimes I like to, look at houses, beautiful homes, but in this market, you want to find something that you can get into, something that's affordable. You don't want to be house broke. Just because you have the money to get pre-approved for that home, that doesn't always mean that you should go and buy that home. You need to have some assets in the bank. Just because you make a certain amount of money and you can afford that home with the monthly mortgage payment, doesn't mean you have enough money to put a down payment. And that's where, spending all of your life savings on a home might not be the best idea. So getting a pre-approval and then going to a real estate broker or agent like Jamie is great because she can really show you, the value of a home. It might not be the one you want, but it might be the best choice for you.
Right, and right now we are experiencing a really large dip in inventory. So with the limited inventory available, sorry, my phone will probably go off the entire time we're here. So without a lot of inventory, we're creating a supply and demand crisis. And this has been going on Long Island for, I'd say, 6 months to a year. And what that creates is such an urgency when people come to view a property. There are 10, 20 people lined up outside. People are being informed, you need your highest and best offer. At this point, there's no negotiating. It's a bidding war. And I like to use the analogy, the last pair of shoes at Macy's. So what happens is, you're looking at this thing, right? Let's just, for argument's sake, here's the shoe.
We were talking about shoes the entire time before we started filming, so I knew she was going to break the shoes out.
So the shoe. It's nice. Is it your size?
No, unfortunately.
But is it close enough?
I could maybe squeeze.
I think you could. So we're both looking at this shoe, right? Or the house, the property. It's not really what he wanted. It's kind of the right color, and it might not even be the right size. But guess what? As soon as I say, well, I was here first, I saw it first, I submitted my pre-approval, and I'm making an offer, you're going to go home and tell your husband or your wife how badly you want that home. And now imagine there's still only one shoe or home, and there are 20 or 40 people online, and they all want the same one. So it's almost like a psychological thing I've noticed, that people don't even like the house, but they just want it because it's the last one. So the last pair of shoes at Macy's is an analogy I use all the time with buyers.
I like that one.
Sorry to break out the shoe, but I like
no,
props.
I like the shoes. So.
You got to give me props. I don't think I wear shoes anymore because I'm running the streets so hard. Generally, I just wear a T-shirt that says "Wanna buy a house," a pair of Converse, and a blazer because I am out there. I hustle hard.
You do. You are always moving. All the open houses I've been to, 2 o'clock. Let's clean up. I got another one to go to. So
right.
Always busy. Always on the move.
And thank you, by the way, for coming to my open house. You came to 2 of my open houses.
A lot of fun.
And you did crowd control. You kind of policed the area, made sure everyone had their masks on. We like to keep things safe for everyone. Only one couple in the house at a time.
Exactly. And you know how to run the show. You know what you're doing. You're not new in this. You said that you've been doing this since 2005?
I've been licensed since 2005, but actually, another announcement. Ready? Okay, so I am officially an associate broker.
Wow.
I took the broker's exam.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. I've been putting it off for a while. It's been just something kind of on the to-do list, and got it done. So now I'm officially an associate broker of Realty Connect.
That is great. That's awesome. Congratulations. I know that test is not easy. So it just gets harder as you go higher up. So congratulations.
The hard part was budgeting the time to study. But
Yes.
you know more about studying than I do. You've been really, Hell Week, right? Your
Finals today. I just finished 2 finals today, right before I came here. So it's been tough. You know, luckily I have, great people working with me to help me along the ways, but school's all on my own. So, that one's tough, but I got it done, and I'm happy to just answering all the texts, all the phone calls I missed, and, getting back on the grind today. So,
but that's
looking forward
good.
to it.
That's exciting that, you're in this business, you got the suit, you got the tie, and you got a surprise! Guess what? I brought you a gift!
Oh my God.
Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Christopher!
Thank you, guys.
Happy birthday to you! Awesome.
Thank you,
So
guys.
the backstory here is that I was supposed to come in on your birthday the first time we were meeting, and we had to reschedule.
Yes.
And I did not forget. I promised you a
so
cake.
so much. I appreciate it.
You get the cake.
Thank
Homes
you.
by Jamie
and thank
J.
you, guys. I appreciate it.
We love gifts. I'm really happy to always bring
We
gifts.
do love
and
gifts.
Fudgy the Whale, I could not pass up an opportunity to
Fudgy the
bring
Whale
you
is
Fudgy.
the best birthday cake anybody can have. I've been getting them since I was 14 when I worked at the Miller Place Pasteria. So
But do you have plates?
do we
That's
have
the
plates?
one thing I
we
could not
probably
provide.
Have plates.
I brought spoons.
We have plates, we have knives, we have forks, we have spoons. We got a whole kitchen in our brand new office. So
Well, I hope everybody's
I'm
hungry.
sure they better
'cause
be
I am.
hungry. What time is it? It's almost 5:30. They're hungry.
Oh, it's cake time.
Yeah, it's cake time.
It's never a bad time for cake. Yeah, so let them cut the cake. I'm sure
that would be
everybody wants to
great.
dig in.
Thank you so much. We have the president of the company coming in to cut
Awesome.
the cake.
It's such an awesome place. Nobody wants to leave. All of his staff was supposed to go home like 30 minutes ago, and
Exactly,
they're all still
here.
hanging out. It's awesome. It's such a great environment here. Really, I thank you so much for having me.
Anytime. I appreciate it. But while we can, you are the president of LaTip and I'm the vice president. So why don't we do a little bit about what LaTip is, why it's a great networking organization to join, and some of the criteria that we're looking for within that group.
Well, first of all, I have to correct you because nobody joins LaTip. All of our members are voted in.
You're voted in.
So at this point, we are approaching about a dozen members, and what we do is it's an elite group of professionals who network amongst each other. We get together once a week, we have breakfast, and we meet in a large room in the diner. We're pretty much segregated still.
Yeah, everybody's spaced out, 6 feet, don't worry.
One person per table, and we have a whole room, so it's been really great. They've been super accommodating. We like to have one person per industry. It's industry specific, so there's one realtor, one mortgage person, and there's 50 other titles that anything from a hearse driver to a florist to an
a
attorney.
Power washer, home inspectors, we have plenty. I think
Attorney.
the list is huge, the amount of
There's over 50.
seats that you could take, yeah. It's very large.
Even dog walkers,
Yes.
pet sitters,
Yep.
insurance, life insurance, home insurance,
Car insurance.
banking,
the list
business
goes
banking.
on and on and on.
So
yeah.
if anyone out there is interested in doing some networking and growing your business, I've been told by the CPA in one of the different chapters of LaTip that he earns over $90,000 a year
Yeah.
just from LaTip money. So those tips do add up, and your business has grown since you joined.
Yeah, big time. I've had many files since, we've been there since what?
March?
March?
I don't
Very
know.
beginning of March, and it's only now just coming to the end of May, and I've grown my business double since last year when I really started, which is huge. It's a great networking event, and especially, being able to meet new people, especially during COVID, and, which is a little tough, but there's so many people out there that are looking to gain business just like you. So if you have a company, or even if you work for a company, I don't own Weatherstone Mortgage, I work for them. But I'm still able to go out there and broadcast my name and my company's name. So not only is it good for you, but it's good for your company. And that's what we're looking to do.
And you know what I love about LaTip? It's almost as though I have in my phone a Rolodex of professionals, and I have become an expert in all these different fields that I would normally not know about. I don't really know the semantics of power washing a home or being a home inspector or an attorney or a title closer or an accountant. But if a client has a question about surrogates court or a difficult situation with regards to divorce, we have attorneys in all these different fields, and I can just text immediately on the spot, set up a conference call, and have help, pretty much 24/7 at my fingertips. So I love that element of being an expert in every field. How else can you be an expert in 50 fields?
And you never know when you're going to need somebody. I'm having, a pool party coming up, and the concrete's 20 years old, so it looks a little dated. But I have somebody who's a power washer in my group, so I can just send them a tip, and now they're coming to my home, they're making money, I'm giving out business, and in return, I'll get business. And that is what LaTip is really all about, putting money in your pocket.
And it truly works. I wouldn't be going there every day at 7 a.m. once a week to have breakfast with you guys if I wasn't making something out of it. So you get a lot of dedicated people. It's not your average Joe who is going to make that commitment and show up every week at 7 a.m. for a breakfast meeting. So you're really getting quality people.
Exactly.
So that's been great. I've really had a fun time meeting you there.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you,
I hope they
guys.
enjoy it.
This is the best. Thank you.
I don't know if it's appropriate to eat cake on the podcast, but I love cake. So I
what do you
can't
think?
control myself.
It's my podcast, so might as well do what we want. Cheers.
It's your party.
This is so good. I kind of want to talk a little bit about the real estate market and how it flows. Like, what do you do? What are your processes? Like, now that I go through Mortgage Knowledge Monday, people know, okay, before I even go and see a house, I need a pre-approval. So that means I need a mortgage broker, a lender, or a bank to get that. Now I have the pre-approval, but I don't have a real estate agent or an associate broker. How do I get in touch with you?
So there's a lot of ways to get in touch with me. Maybe you can drop that stuff here too. The Instagram, Facebook, cell phone, text messaging, email, smoke signals, because like we talked about, I'm kind of old. I've been around for a while. I like to call myself a fossil, but, well, come on. It's been, almost 17 years in and out of this business, and I've always ended up back here, so the
But
process...
you started young. You did. And
I was very
That's why
lucky.
you're so knowledgeable now.
I was very lucky and fortunate, and I was a litigation paralegal in my former life. So working in the arena of foreclosure defense, bankruptcy, short sales, real estate. It always brought me back to real estate, so this is truly where I feel like I'm at home. Most of my process, though, as far as new business, is referral-based. All referral-based for the most part. Every now and again, I'll drop a postcard in the mail just to kind of say hi, give people a friendly
Let
face
people
in the
know who
mailbox.
you are. And I've seen your postcards. They're beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Very colorful, very festive for the time of the year. I've seen your spring cards, your summer cards. They're awesome.
I even put out, I think, a green in February because
Ooh.
it was the St. Patrick's Day theme.
I like that.
Yeah, so it's fun. I really do love to promote, but in this day and age, referral base is the best compliment that I can get. There's not really too many people I can think of that have not referred me business, and whether it be I sold their sister a home or their brother or their friend, and then that's how all of my new files start by, hey, you just sold this house to my friend such and such and you did such a great job, I have to call you and find out what you can do to help me. But as far as the team, how I work is similar to how you work. I mean, I'm sure you have the same mortgage, you're the mortgage person, title, attorney,
Yep. You work with the same people consistently.
home inspector.
You work with who you trust is really the way
Exactly.
it goes.
Well, it's the people that have a great line of communication.
Yes.
Communication is key.
Following up is key. Big time. In this industry, you don't have time to not follow up.
I mean,
people want their answer.
The attorneys that I use, I text the paralegals all day, anytime, day or night, and that's what gets files moving. Sometimes there could be just a little hiccup, and we have that saying, buyers are liars, sellers are yellers, and lawyers are destroyers. So if we just leave a file on an attorney's desk for too long, I love you guys, but things get lost in translation, people get nervous, sellers get upset that they didn't sign quick enough, but sometimes it has nothing to do with the buyer or vice versa. So it's really important to be able to communicate and know what's happening exactly in that transaction. And it could be so simple as somebody was out of the office that day and just didn't get it. But in this market, we're putting files under contract in less than 24 hours.
It's crazy. The way they come into this office, we write a pre-approval, and I've had somebody within 12 hours of me handing them the pre-approval, they have an accepted offer. It's crazy.
Well, back in my day, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, we had to wait to receive the original contract, and they would send 3 or 4 copies with a check.
Wow.
And until the buyer signed and then they mailed or FedExed the contracts over, the seller didn't have an opportunity to sign yet. But today we do DocuSign and DigiSign.
eDocs.
Exactly.
Great companies to invest in, that's for sure.
We have learned to adapt, and I think that's the greatest skill I learned through COVID, is to just become more technologically advanced. I spent every day doing podcasts and learning and Zoom calls, and my daughter loves to make fun of me that I took a class on Instagram because I didn't really have an Instagram until a year ago, and it's just been great. It's been a good learning experience, but I can't tell you how excited I am to get rid of this pandemic and be free from the masks.
Yes.
It's been
it's
a
nice.
bumpy road for everyone, so looking forward to freedom.
Yeah, it's tough, but coming around that bend, hopefully soon we'll just be completely maskless. Although I do like the masks every now and then. In big crowds, it's necessary, but maybe a year ago we couldn't do anything like this.
Right. And
having Jamie come into the office it just wasn't a possibility. It wasn't happening. So it's great that we can now do this and also use Instagram and all these social media platforms to get our name out there. And that's what I think, I don't know if it did it for most people, but at least for me, social media is a great way for me to get business and broadcast who I am, what I'm doing, and how I can help you.
You gotta have the right tool for the job. Definitely need to have the tools. So it's been incredible. I know you asked me not to curse, but I really would love to share something with you.
Please. We'll bleep
Since
it.
we're on the topic of masks, I have coined a new phrase, and it's a mask hole. When I see people wearing the mask like just under their nose,
Pointless.
and only covering part,
Pointless.
I've officially dubbed those people mask holes.
Mask holes?
I
We're going
did.
to use that word. Mask hole. Don't be a mask hole, people. Wear your mask the right way.
It's for your safety and everyone around you.
Exactly. But I do have to also say on that note, you do a great job with the crowd control and having the open houses. People aren't running rampant, rampant through these homes. You keep it very organized, and you kind of walk with them, and there's no people. I don't know if people think this, but I don't want people walking through my home. Even if I'm trying to sell it, I still live there currently. I don't know who you are coming into my home, and I give you props on keeping everything very organized, very clean, and professional.
Thank you. It is important to respect people's privacy. I have some clients who have an actor in the family. I have some clients who maybe they want their privacy respected because they're going through a divorce. Some situations are an estate, so someone recently passed away, and there's a lot of sensitive feelings within families at that time. So it's important to respect people's privacy as well as safety. So no, you cannot use the bathroom. No, your friends in the car can't come in. 2 people at a time, and no, please don't touch the doorknobs. I'll open the cabinets if you want to see something.
Exactly.
And it's been interesting trying to learn and develop these skills because these are things we didn't ever have to be concerned about before.
Which now it almost seems like it's becoming second nature. Like I feel like before you leave the house, it's instead of keys and wallet, it's keys, wallet, mask, and do I have hand sanitizer? And just being safe is huge now, and making people feel comfortable, especially if you want to win a client over. Sometimes clients are looking for that one little thing that you do wrong to go anywhere else.
Right, and it's funny you mention that because I'm not sure how many people out there know this. Here's a tip for any other agents out there. Your open house is an interview. That is a walking, talking job interview for every single person who walks into that home. They are looking at your pens, they're looking at your postcards, they're looking to see if you have your business card displayed, they're listening to your attitude, they're checking to see if you're in a rush, just trying to shuffle people in, or are you really selling that home? Are you pointing out the detail? Are you letting them know about the playgrounds and schools in the area? Is there just a quick shuffle in and out? Or do you treat that home as though it's your home and that it matters to you? So I try to remember that. Every single open house is a job interview. And that's where, again, the referral business kicks in. From every person I meet, that is a potential lead, whether it be a buyer or a seller or both. It's not just buyers walking through your open house. Those are potential sellers.
And you've had plenty of those. Just at the 2 open houses I've been at, you've had people who are said, I live in the community, I might be looking to sell or downsizing. I want to take a look at this. And, that could be potentially 2 deals in one, which is huge. You can get the listing and the buy, I guess you could say? Or?
Right, the buyer side, the seller side. So obviously a dual-ended transaction is always great, but at the end of the day, I just want what's best for my clients, and I want to make sure people don't end up homeless. I've been hearing terrible stories lately. People are selling their homes and then don't have anywhere to go. So we do have strategies for that. I would work closely with the attorney to make sure they get an extension if needed or get a rider added to the contract. And that's, again, where that team of professionals comes in who would think that you need a rider at the end of your contract, possibly giving you an extra 60, 90 days if you need it to find your home. With this low inventory, sellers are selling and they have nowhere to go.
And to kind of go back to what you said about the interview, I've been to a couple open houses where just me as the mortgage broker being there and just, saying hello to people and getting my name out there, and I've gone, oh, how many bathrooms is there? And I've seen them panic and go, they don't remember, they don't even know. If you're being interviewed by people who are potentially going to list their home to you or they're going to buy a home through you and you don't even know what you're selling, that's a problem. If people ask how many simple questions like bathrooms and rooms and you don't know the answer to that, you don't know what you're doing.
Well, you think those are hard. Flag. If you think those are difficult questions, try learning, is this oil or gas or what kind of
What are
system?
your property taxes? How many acres? Is it a full acre or is it,
How much is the electric bill?
Exactly.
I know these things.
And I've noticed that, and that's why I brought it up. It's because you're so knowledgeable as to everything that's going on around you that there's no question that phases you. And if you don't know the answer to the question, which I haven't seen you struggle to not know the answer yet, you don't sugarcoat it and try to just answer. I don't know the answer to that question, I'll get right back to you. Right. You do it the right way. And that's what this industry, I feel like, sometimes is lacking. And having so many mortgage professionals or real estate agents in this market that don't know what they're doing is hurting the people like me and you who try to do everything perfect.
I know. Yeah, well, listen, being a perfectionist is all well and good in the real estate world, but I can tell you at home things are not so simple and I don't have all the answers.
Well, yeah, for me at home and school, it's a completely different story, but I'm trying to be perfect here.
Maybe we could get that on the screen too, the meme of the person who's walking to their car with the coffee cup and the hose and they're washing their car at the same time and they're on the telephone and all the stuff goes flying around. That's me trying to live my life on a daily basis.
This morning, taking an I don't even know what class it is. That's horrible. I don't even know what class I took a final in. Econ, microeconomics. I had 2 people call me, 2 clients call me asking, you know, how's my loan going? What are we doing? Are we moving forward? And everything was going perfect, but they're just checking up. People want to know what's going on, especially when you're working with them potentially buying a home or you're refinancing their home to save them money. People want to know what's going on with things in regards to mortgages and real estate because those are major factors in their life and they want to know you're doing the right thing. So what did I do? I continued to take the test. I picked up my phone and I talked for 30 minutes to each client while trying to multitask. But that's the industry we're in. You do it.
Oh, I mean, yes. People always have this false representation of, oh, your life must be so great. It's so flexible. You get to go to the pool with your children.
It's
while you're at
sales.
work.
You can take the day off if you
so
want.
So flexible. No, it's actually a 24/7 business. It doesn't matter if I'm in the pool. I think I eat, sleep, and shower with my clients at this point. I never have a moment of peace or serenity throughout the day, and you know that's what it is. We're not afforded a 9-to-5 position where we get to spend from 5 p.m. until 10 p.m. doing whatever we want. We have that phone on us. Yours is on the table. Mine's actually between my legs.
I mean, we're all ready to rock and roll here.
You cannot step away from your phone because you know what happens? There's no loyalty anymore in this business. It's all about customer service and what you can do for your client and how quickly you can do it.
Exactly. Everybody wants quick turn times. I mean, we see it here. I preach, why come to me? Well, I have the quickest turn times, but I got to prove it to you. I got to actually get it done in the turn time that I tell you. And, it's the same thing in your industry. You can't tell somebody, oh, we'll get the contracts this quickly and then, a week and a half later, we're still waiting. Obviously, that's not your part, but that goes into every factor. It's not just a real estate agent and a mortgage broker. You have a home inspector. You have an appraiser. You have a bank attorney. You have your personal attorney that's writing the contracts. There's a lot of things going on.
And forget about all of that. Managing the transaction is one thing, and managing the scheduling and the calendars and what goes on after you're in contract, all of that gets managed by the real estate agent or broker. But what people don't realize is that 95% of my job is managing my clients' emotions.
Yes.
It's a very stressful time for most people. Most people only buy a home or sell a home every 7 to 10 years. And when they do it, this is one of the largest transactions of someone's lifetime. It could be anywhere from $200,000 to $1 million and up. And that kind of stress and pressure put on a person can lead them to a psychological state that we won't speak about on the air, but it's our jobs to guide them through that and be their number one cheerleader and support them and remind them that we're just so close, we're right at the finish line.
Exactly. And
all of that is also important when selecting an agent or a mortgage broker, to know that they will have your best interest at heart and they're going to help you and they'll be there with you every step of the way.
Exactly. And that's that's another thing I preach is, if you're not comfortable with your mortgage broker, your mortgage lender, your mortgage bank, your real estate broker, your real estate agent, give somebody else a call. You don't have to tell them you're doing it. If you don't think your loan estimate's right, give me a call and I'll give you a loan estimate. I'm not going to run your credit and do all these crazy things. You tell me the numbers you want and I'll give you the best that I can so that you can, maybe see if something's not right. And if you're trying to list your home or, something's not going right, give Jamie a call and she can tell you if they're doing the right thing. You want people that you can trust. And like she said, this is one of the biggest decisions, and sometimes you don't do it that many times. You want to do it right.
Right. And I think what you're referring to is a second opinion.
Yes.
When you buy a car, do you buy the first one you see? No. When you
go
to the cardiologist and the cardiologist tells you they want to do open heart surgery, you think you might get a second opinion?
Yeah, see, that one I'd get it.
Probably.
That would be a couple opinions, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on that one.
If you're going to shop around, please feel free to call us. If you're happy with who you're working with, that's excellent too. Please stay if you're happy. Not trying to steal anybody's business.
No, never.
But, I really enjoy what I do. I'm really glad that you invited me here today.
Anytime.
And is there anything else that I haven't really gone over?
I mean, we could hit
because we could sit here all day.
Yeah, we could sit here all day. The two of us at Le Tip are just back and forth talking to everybody, getting everybody smiling, so that's what we do. But Do you have anything that you would like to talk about that I didn't mention?
No, just
All
really
set?
glad that we got this in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry it had to be rescheduled, but I'm glad that you finally got your cake.
I got my cake, everybody. I don't know if you can see it. It's Topher. Topher's left on my cake. I got the best part.
Well, not to rush you off or anything, but my Fudgy the Whale is melting,
It is
and I need to
melting.
tend to it.
It is melting. Well, that's the first podcast, guys. Thank you so much for coming to Mortgage Knowledge Monday. Obviously, you have me, the host, and you have Jamie Weinberg. Thank you so much again for coming. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. No, thank you for having me.
No, anytime.
I'll see you Wednesday.
All right, everybody. Thank you again for coming to Mortgage Knowledge Monday. Keep a lookout later in the week for this podcast. We're going to throw it on every type of social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Maybe I'll even put it on Snapchat. I don't know how I'll do it, but I'll figure it out. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Take care. Bye-bye.